one shot, one opportunity.
Hi, my name's John from Gone Running, and we're here today to talk about the Salomon S-LAB Sense Ultra 5 and 8 sets. These are basically the updates to the old Salomon S-LAB Advanced Skin 3, 5 and 12 sets, and overall we think these are a pretty good update. Just to break it down, these are the main updates. Firstly, the size options are a really big improvement. Previously, Salomon thought that you could fit the entire world into two sizes. There was an extra large size, but effectively you had an extra small small and a medium large, and you had to fit one of those. They've, I think, seen the light, and now we've got 5 sizes: extra small, small, medium, large and extra large. This is really important because it effectively gives you a pack that's going to fit you really well. You know, when you're racing, when you're training on the trails, you're really going to want something that really sort of fits you like a glove, and getting the right sizing is critically important. So I think Salomon have done a really good job with this. In terms of some of the other features, I think the front cinches are a really big improvement as well. Effectively, don't know if you can see that, but you've got a cinch now which actually holds and actually locks. Previously, not just a Salomon problem, but other packs as well, you'd have problems with, you'd set the cinch, and then as you'd run, especially if your pack was a bit heavier, it would gradually loosen over the run. You'd have to keep tightening it. I think Salomon have fixed it with these new cinches. They take a little bit of, just takes a little bit of getting used to in terms of setting the cinches, but once they're locked and they'll stay tight, which is really important for making sure that these front bottles don't bounce. The front bottles are another improvement for the new packs here. Effectively, and actually there's something else too, we'll talk about that in a sec, but effectively you've got a new bottle which is called the Salomon Soft Flask Speed. Still 500 mils, but the main differences are you have a much wider neck, so it's easier if you want to fit your tailwind, anything else, sports drink that you want to add to your hydration. That's a lot easier now to get actually inside the neck. You've also got a ribbed cap, which is a lot easier just to get on and off. In terms of putting it on, I found that sometimes screwing it on can take a little bit more time, but overall it's still a big improvement. And you've also got a reinforced bottom to the bottle. Some of the old Salomon bottles used to leak through the bottom seals. I think this is going to be a lot more durable. It also means that actually putting it into your Salomon pack is a lot easier as well. It just sort of slides in. The packs also have a new feature in terms of just a loop at the top. Previously, you know, when your bottles were about halfway full, they could actually sort of drop to the bottom. Now this is going to be an optional extra. Some people might like it, some might not. There's a little bit of fiddling around, but if you like, you can actually put them into the loop and it's going to hold the nibs towards the top. So if you're running, you just want to lean down and grab a drink, it's a lot easier than sort of trying to find them at the bottom. So they're all good things. I think the other thing is just the weight. The old Salomon 5 litre packs were 220 grams without bottles. The 12 litres were 285 grams. Salomon have really taken a lot of the materials from the Sense 1 litre and the Sense Ultra 3 litre, which they released with the last season. They've used a lot of these more lighter weight materials with the 5 and the 8s here. And effectively now you've gone from a 5 that used to weigh 220 grams without bottles, now weighs 110. And then the 8 litre only weighs 125 grams. That's only 15 grams more. I think, for me personally, I think there's no reason you wouldn't go the 8 litre. It gives you an extra 3 litres of capacity. It's only 15 grams more. You know, the main difference, I've got an 8 litre here, but the main difference is effectively just these back 2 pockets. You've got some extra pleating, so these things will just stretch a little bit more with the 8 litre. That's effectively where you're gaining the weight. That's where effectively you're gaining the extra storage as well. I haven't found there's been any issues in terms of things bouncing around because you've got these pleats. So for me, I would actually choose the 8 litre. But you know, for those that never think they're going to use the extra capacity, the 5 litre I think is going to work really well too. Other improvements that we've got here, just these side pockets are a lot bigger, so you can fit a lot more in here. I think sometimes with the old packs as well, they used to catch, in terms of putting the bottles into your water pockets, they would catch on these side pockets. That's still a little bit of an issue. It's much less of an issue these days, so I think that's an improvement. And then I think as well, just these side pockets, you can fit a lot more in them. I think you don't want to put too much weight there because they are a little bit bigger, they're less snug. There is the chance for them to bounce around if you've got too much weight, but overall I think that's a big improvement as well. So overall, that's what we've got here. We've effectively got a pack that's going to fit a lot better. It's a lot more lightweight. I think there's some really good design features and improvements, including the new bottles. And overall, look, we recommend it. So I think it's a really good pack.